Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a night of spine-tingling terror. Tonight, we journey deep into the heart of the wilderness to share some of the most horrifying camping tales ever told. Prepare yourself for a night of fear and suspense as we uncover the dark secrets lurking in the shadows. So pitch your tents, gather close, and let the nightmares begin. This is genuine chilling camping tales from the heart of the deep woods. I was leading a backpacking trip for a Girl Scout camp with 2 other adults, including the counselor for the kids group. On our first day out, after setting up camp, I excused myself to find a secluded spot. While I was away, gunfire erupted nearby. Despite knowing the children might be frightened, I trusted the counselors to manage them. After discreetly finishing, I returned promptly to find chaos among the girls. One had initiated a plan to change into camouflage, while others sought guidance. Uncertain of the whereabouts of the other adults, I discovered them lounging in their tent far from the children, engrossed in magazines and quizzes. I was deeply dismayed and confronted them for neglecting their duty to check on the kids during the gunfire. Their nonchalant response was that they assumed I would handle it upon my return, unaware that I had explicitly entrusted them with the children's care. I swiftly reassured the girls about the gunfire, explaining it likely came from nearby hunters, rather than posing any danger. I advised them that bright clothing was safest in such situations, calming their anxieties and restoring order. Upon meeting the hunters later while fetching water, I ensured they understood to avoid the area for hunting while we were camping. Upon our return, I reported the incident in full to my supervisor, resulting in the 2 negligent adults being permanently reassigned from leading backpacking trips together. Fortunately, despite the initial scare, the girls enjoyed the remainder of the trip, reflecting positively on their wilderness experience. About 2 decades ago, a friend and I embarked on a hike along the 80 in northern Georgia, camping at a spot known as Indian Graveyard. Contrary to its name, there were no graves, just remnants of fallen trees decimated by an infestation. Resembling a solemn graveyard, it was early spring, and the weather turned unpredictable that night. As we settled into our tents, the wind picked up, then abruptly ceased, unsettling us. We sensed something ominous looming. In the eerie silence, we heard footsteps circling our tent, moving methodically from right to behind to left, and finally stopping at the front. Fear gripped us as we imagined various threats. In a moment of adrenaline-fueled panic, my friend shouted a warning he couldn't back up, threatening unseen intruders with a gun he didn't possess. His gamble paid off momentarily, as a blinding round light suddenly appeared about 10 feet off the ground, casting an intense glow through our tent's fabric. The light hung motionless, inexplicably, for what felt like an eternity, before vanishing as abruptly as it had appeared. Simultaneously, the wind resumed, adding to the surreal nature of the experience. With only a single flashlight, Donnie and I hastily abandoned our camp, sprinting nearly a mile back to our parked car. Seeking refuge, we drove to Helen, a nearby mountain town, and stayed apprehensively in the car until dawn. At sunrise, we mustered the courage to return to our campsite. Thankfully, nothing was missing, but we discovered peculiarities. The ground around our tent bore evenly spaced holes, each about 1 inch in diameter and 6 inches deep. These anomalies deepened our unease, prompting us to swiftly gather our belongings and depart for home. To this day, the memory haunts me. I've never ventured back to Indian Graveyard, and doubt I ever will. The incident remains a stark reminder of the mysteries that can unfold in the wilderness, urging caution and respect for the unknown. 2 days ago in southwest Sweden, around 5 p.m., I met up with a friend for a moped trip. We stopped at a grocery store for snacks before heading to a picturesque sheep pasture I had visited once before and wanted to revisit. The pasture was a short 15-minute ride from town center, leading us through a narrow forested road rarely traversed by vehicles. As we rode, I occasionally drifted into the middle of the road, enjoying the solitude. Glancing in my rearview mirror, I noticed my friend veering dangerously close to the road's edge. Initially, I thought she was playfully reminding me to stay in my lane, but then she nearly tumbled into a ditch. Concerned, I halted and waited for her to catch up, both of us erupting in laughter. When I asked what had happened, she explained being distracted by something odd on a tree beside the road. Later, as we sat in the sheep pasture enjoying our snacks, our conversation circled back to her strange encounter. He described seeing a wooden plank nailed to a tree, fashioned in a way that resembled a figure with hollow eyes. The image unsettled me, and we both agreed it was eerie. Curiosity piqued, we decided to locate the tree on our way home. Parking by the roadside, I turned off the engine and scanned the area. There it was, hanging silently from a tree, a disturbing sight that sent shivers down my spine. I couldn't resist capturing it in a photo, though it only fueled my unsettling thoughts. Driving home, my mind raced with unsettling possibilities. Could it be a marker left by a cult, or a sign of something more sinister? The unease lingered, casting a shadow over what had started as a simple outing. Reflecting on the experience, I'm uncertain about returning to that place. Whatever that strange object was, it didn't feel right, leaving me with an unsettling sense of the unknown. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed tonight's spine-chilling camping tales. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to bring you more heart-pounding horror stories soon. Stay safe, stay curious, and until next time, keep the campfire burning. Like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel.